reason that Sarkodie had a tight budget and all that. So I was reading all these things. But, Sarkodie needs to come out. I keep saying these things. That Daddy Lumba approach to life, or that Daddy Lumba approach to issues, it will one day come back to bite him. Ink boy. Maybe for changing name.
Oh, ink.
But, no, because he couldn't actually ink the contract.
On the streets, on the streets, on the streets, on the streets.
DJ Slim.
Yes.
You see, because I read name, I don't want people to make it. I want to actually now play the audio.
Bonnie and T.
We have to listen to the audio so that nobody will come and say that, oh, DJ Slim can send me a shade or something. So please, just pay attention to this audio. Also remember, we are live on Facebook. Go on there and get to see the man talking, Mister.
You've done, as I said, all through your life. I mean, as we tracked all the way back, you've held very significant positions, both in a private practice and in government and in public service. So why do you want to be president?
Well, I want to be president because I want to be the flag bearer of the MPP, which is what is driving me, to give an opportunity for me to make a contribution to the new patriotic party, as you saw in 2020.
This is it. He said it just as it was written.
No, but that's how he feels. I mean, he has the right to put it out there. He wants to be the flag bearer. Probably maybe not become president, but just be the flag bearer of the new patriotic party.
But being president means that you
says that if you want I mean, I quite remember in class 3 when I wanted to be the class captain, they told me to start from cardboard monitor. So you start from 1, no, I could 2. So let's just understand him. He wants to be the flag bearer. You understand? And that automatically puts him in the position to run for the presidency on the ticket of the MPP.
At this time?
He wants to be the flag bearer. I admire him a lot. We're stating a mission. See, people in life don't state their missions in life. People don't know what they want. He knows he's a fine gentleman. He knows exactly what he wants. He wants to be the flag bearer. Period. And no person into waka area. Let's just accept it. You know that. He's my man anyway. But he should thank God for like I said earlier, he should thank God for this, because this you realize that when he started his submission, he paused a little bit.
Exactly. He paused a bit. Okay. I was wondering what was going through his mind.
So it normally happens with people when you are put in a tight position or something. Sometimes you need to, on the spot, you need to come up with
something.
An answer.
You have to come up with something.
A boni pusa. You can say a boni pusa. So the man was there and the question pusa him. So ask the question pusa him if you come up with something. And he remembered that me cry then I'm person me yes. Me person me a flag bearer. Make I put that in there. And he said it. He's right. He's right. Whether wrong or right, he's right.
Ghanaians are not too happy.
No, but they should be happy. In fact, supporters of Dr. Friyakuto should be happy for this. Do you know why?
Why?
People are now talking about him.
He's in the trends.
He's in the trends. People are getting to know him. Most of the people, let's ask ourselves, most of the listeners did not even know that he was even vying for
that position.
For that position.
To be a president.
No, into where Buano. See, there's nothing like bad publicity. Publicity be publicity or hype be hype. You get it? Hype is still hype. Now, people know him. Delegates also know him. Just say, in some way, but they know him. The motive is to let them know you, because there are far more popular candidates vying for the same position.
Yes,
you know that our very own outspoken Kennedy Okunpremo, Japan,
of course,
is in the race.
Of course,
Baumizi is also in the race.
Baumizi is in the
Baumizi is in the race.
Yeah,
aka the guitar. The guitar is in the race.
Yes,
and he's far more popular than Friyakuto.
Brad Chamantin is also there.
Yes, Cashman, who's actually very, very. If on a scale of 1 to 10, I think ranking. Let me just rank the people vying for the MPP flag bearership position.
And how maybe who will win, who will lose.
No, and they mean to me
fear
delegates.
Fear
delegates. No, that one day, no, I don't go there. But Popular ones. Number one would be, it's a tight competition between Kennedy Japan and Alan Chematin. Alan Cash, the Dina Ringgit, the cash thing.
Cash,
everybody did like cash. You know, so we can probably have Ken, Alan, Baumizi. Then as it stands now,
Mr. Koto.
well, a free number going to say MPP. We'll see over 100 people we've never heard before.
4 years.
Lawyers are Kessie or Mukut, Kessie. We'll see them all in the race.
But
now a few years is probably among the top 4. Why are they? It's a Chelsea. What about top 4?
Top
And
4, yeah.
I don't talk Chelsea matter. I beg. I don't talk Chelsea matter. So why are they? That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, now he's in the top 4.
Wabem, like Oba. It's good. He wants to be a flag bearer. Sir, you are right. You will be the flag bearer.
What are your thoughts on this? I'm sure you have seen the video. That interview was done on Joy News PM Express by my colleague Evans Mensah. And, well, you definitely can share your thoughts with us. You DJ Slim and then next.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
We ain't playing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so away from that, we're moving straight to our second story, which most of our listeners actually called to ask us to discuss, which, of course, is something that we're all waiting for. It's finally here. It says, Finance Ministry proposes new rates for road toll. Now, the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has proposed an increment in the amount paid as road toll. Now, this is part of steps being taken by the government as it considers reintroducing the tax policy. Now, in a memo dated March 10th, 2023 to the Roads and Highways Ministry, Mr. Ofori-Atta sought their input on the proposed rates. Now, in November 2021, the Finance Minister announced the cessation of the collection of road tolls subject to the approval of Parliament during the presentation of the budget, and he cited congestion and traffic jams at the toll booths as justification for the decision. Over the years, the tolling points have become unhealthy market centers, led to the heavy traffic on our roads and lengthened travel time from one place to the other and impacted negatively on productivity. Is that a case? I don't know. Do you use the toll a lot?
Yeah.
Yes, but a few times that I've used it, is it always congested?
It depends on the part of the country that you're talking about. All the 38 so-called toll booths in the country. It depends. I mean, if you're coming in from the Tema side, where you're using the Accra Tema motorway, of course, you know that there's huge traffic over there.
Is it not the road that is causing that? Is it the toll?
It could be. There are several factors, because then you pay your toll and all that. And in advanced countries, it's not the same. They have so many ways of collecting the road toll tax and all that. So I believe they had a brilliant idea by looking out for a tax bracket that is wide enough so that we get rid of other taxes that would, at the end of the day, relieve the normal citizen of some of the stress.
But it didn't work.
But it did not work. They are not wrong. However, the bigger question, we should be asking the right questions. Because they took out the toll booth and the taxes that come with it because they feel the e-levy
was going to do the work.
And the toll booth was, giving the country somewhere around 72 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money at the end of every year. In 72 billion, in chasing a 611 million Ghana cedi thereabout, because they felt the e-levy would attract that amount of money. Yet one Agabioche that could tweet say, the e-levy is underperforming. It was widely debated, led by Honorable Oseiche Mensah majority. Opinion your birthday said try e-levy cake. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I remember very well.
You saw that cake?
I remember that cake very well.
Cake in a suit.
Rough.
I don't know what type of cake that.
And why did he name it e-levy?
E-levy. E-levy Abakash Abatown. The promises and the education that went along with the e-levy, people felt, even people who did not understand what it was about, felt that, e-levy was coming to cushion us.
We're all ready for it.
Yeah, because there was a major chunk of the money that was supposed to be used in construction of roads. So taking it off, taking road toll off, and fixing e-levy in, it's not a bad thing. However,
a basket.
the job of the opposition is to counter, and make sure government actually sits up. So you remember that Aruna Idisu came up with, a counter accusation, counter proposal saying,
it won't work. Even Ghanaians were against it.
Yeah, so many people. But Ghana, we don't actually listen to critics. Will be a hater, or a Babylon. You see. So at that point in time, Haruna Idisu became a Babylon for them. They need to render an unqualified apology to Ghanaians. Oh yes. You can't just bring back the road to and sweep it under the rug like nothing happened. No.
So they have to apologize for even taking it off in the first place.
In the first place. That means you did not do your work well. Due diligence was done in executing the e-levy. No due diligence was done in taking off the road toll tax. Mind you, if they are bringing the toll tax back, you remember, not so long ago, person may good date, it's a date in the unya argument in here. Forgot Mufanchame. Somebody in power told us that we should convert the road to into urinals and toilet facilities.
I remember. We even discussed it here.
Let's not mention names.
We'll mention
Somebody in high power told us. Oh, yeah, Johnson.
When you are traveling, you just.
And I wondered how they were going to do that. I mean, some of the toll booths. I mean, not some of the toll booths. The toll booths are right in the middle of the road, so you park, and then you enter.
It was a huge debate.
Or they were going to clear it and then put it at the banks
on the
of
side.
How were they going to do that?
February 2022. That was when they. So that's one. The date I've given you. Go and find.
Make we commot them, then turn them into. So if we had done that,
what would have happened by now?
Fast forward, bringing it back, most of these toll booths are in a very, very deplorable state. I've seen some outskirts, like it's bushy, like
because
bush there inside.
Because there's nobody in there. It was not working. There was nothing going on there.
Bush there inside. So now we are going to spend taxpayers' money again.
Please, the e-levy cake is rolling on our Facebook live stream. In case you haven't seen it, go and check it out.
Honorable Nano pay a church. Eja ucha e-levy cake mu. The wamf. Say to me, Nano ucha e-levy cake mu the wamf. Nano pay Joe Samba. Why are they?
Now there's another story that since it came out, I never really bothered to even get to know more about it, but it is what it is, and we definitely have to touch on it. So Ink Boy is disappointed in Sarkodie for not featuring him in 1 Million Cities video. He's a Nigerian artist. Now, Nigerian singer Ink Boy is not pleased to miss out on appearing in Sarkodie's video for their collaboration 1 Million Cities. Sarkodie originally featured Ink Boy on the track for his 2022 Jams album. Now, in some posts on Twitter, the musician said he had begged the Ghanaian rapper numerous times, but his pleas went unheeded. Ink Boy stated that until he was tagged in some posts on Monday, March 13, he had no idea the video for the track had been released. And I'm just going to read his quote. He says, "Sincerely, I know this might come off weird and people would tag me as an ungrateful person, but I put blood and sweat into every song and I deserve to be shown genuine love. But it's sad, King Sarkodie, I literally begged for every small chance to show myself, but he did decline," Ink Boy wrote. He added that he has mad love for Sarkodie and appreciated the fact that he was put on the album, but he would have loved the opportunity to do more, but all his pleas have gone unanswered. He went on to say, "I begged like I was gonna cry to be at the Rapaholic, but that didn't work. Sure, I can't be entitled, but I just heard about the 1 Million Cities video 3 days ago. Didn't even know it was gonna drop today. Just saw people tagging me.
Areho.
Oh.
Areho. Very emotional.
Oh.
Very, very emotional. Ink Boy. Maybe for changing name.
Oh, ink.
But, no, because he couldn't actually ink the contract. It's all contract issues. It's all contract issues. If he had signed a proper contract before doing the song, we wouldn't have been discussing this.
Oh, but DJ Slim, sometimes you see a senior man who has a business going, you know you're a young person, you need an opportunity.
Yes.
And you come and say, senior man, I beg you, just put me on. And when you put me on, I will show you that I can
so
do
now
it.
you have your voice on the audio. What's your problem again? He decides not to put you in the
but
video.
he said I
He's
beg.
put you on.
But that is what he said. He begged several
But
times.
Sark wasn't in the right frame of mind to even put you on the video. You beg for audio. You have the audio. Forget about the video.
Oh, but maybe if he had put
I'm
him
doing
on the
PR
video.
for Sarkodie this morning.
I want to
But
do
I'll go switch up very soon.
Ah.
Sark Nation, what up?
It's so Ink Boy said he begged. So that means there was, there's been discussions. He begged.
See,
so
this issue.
I want to put myself in Sarkodie's shoes. Like, what happened? But then again, let me play the devil's advocate. Mind you, if Ink Boy is going to come into that video, his outfits are going to count.
Yes.
Maybe if he's coming from Nigeria, where he's going to sleep.
Yes.
What he's going to eat.
And all that.
And if
there's a cost element.
Yes,
There's a huge cost element.
it's a huge. So maybe Sarkodie looks at it and he's like, okay, instead of paying all that money, let me just do this thing and go.
Fantastic. So I was reading on this issue and going through a lot of social media accounts, some that I know for a fact that are diehard fans of Sarkodie, and most of the reason that they were putting across was that Sark shot the video in Greece, and as at that time, I think he was shooting a video for Labadi, and he decided to extend his stay and shoot the 1 million. So there was no way they could get Ink Boy in as at that time, fly him
all
in
the way there.
as at that time.
But they could have shot it in different locations.
Yes, so that was another conversation because when you check the thread, there were also people saying that then my money I'm pay Lekki ho baby and I say Abuja ho baby I fine then Banana Island and shoot some cool scenes for there. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't go into the worry side. The worry will worry the video.
Will worry the
but
video.
you can do Lekki Banana Island and all that. That would be a bank
Exactly, yeah.
So that was another conversation that was also trending. The other issue was with respect to the Rapaholic thing was I think they cited one reason that Sarkodie had a tight budget and all that. So I was reading all these things, but Sarkodie needs to come out. I keep saying these things. That Daddy Lumba approach to life, or that Daddy Lumba approach to issues, it will one day come back to bite him. Asemsia, get a good PR mechanism and put it out there, because they keep piling up. I've seen blogs, I've seen people do a write-up, a tall list of people Sarkodie has ignored. And these things, one correct communication be for bad, then they add up. Then they add up. Now, it's going to even hurt your chances because you are not going to be hot forever. Let's just get that thing out of the way. Sarkodie has undoubtedly, or is undoubtedly, one of Ghana's biggest music exports.
Of course he is.
But then, even Osibisa, Obebafom, Abuebi anywhere, Nentakra Kasro, Ebafom. So you just prepare for that time. But when you are coming down, it's the same people that you helped along the way. So when issues like this happen, Sarkodie, maybe if he comes out today to explain it, we would get him, we would understand him. But he decides to put on the Daddy Lumba approach every now and then. Media will talk about them, then we sweep it under
maybe
the rug.
because he's not in the country.
But social media doesn't work in where
he wants to be here himself to be able to explain things.
Sark is a big brand. Sarkodie is a big brand. But that thing around him would make him unattractive and what might probably cause him one of his biggest link up B. He needs to understand that he's now more than just an artist. He's an institution. It's a business. People survive on his craft. I mean, Angelo, for crying out loud, has been a good friend of mine way back from his days in the university in Sunyane and all that. I mean, Angelo is virtually living off what Sarkodie is doing. DJ Mensa, Black Nana, all these people are living on what you're doing. So you are not just an artist, you are a business. So when businesses are hit with some of these things, they need to come out and explain. Probably just issue some form of press, something. Because the young boy is hit, and most of the upcoming artists, you remember there was a conversation when he dropped his album, the joint that he had with Black Sherif. People were saying that he wants to tag into Sherif's blessing and all that. He's a, people were labeling Sarkodie as some leech. On the that thing is not good for his brand. Because there will be another young boy who is buzzing, and you would want him for a feature, and you might decide to say no. A typical example is the issue with Nasty C.
Yeah, the young rapper.
Yeah.
I thought that was not a publicity stunt. Was it real?
It might be. Because Menyashua said this thing is very damaging for an artist. If you try this as a stunt, it's very damaging. He reached out to Sark for a handshake, and Sark ignored him. Just a handshake, common handshake. That is what the boy is saying. We don't know if it happened for real. Yeah. But then Sark would need to come out to clarify the issue. He did that in a song. Anyway, however, the fans will pick it. It's my own issue. Yeah. But remember, there are young boys coming up every single now and then, every now and then. There are boys coming up. Some who are going to read these things because they are on the internet. They are printed in ink. Ink boy.
Yes, inked it.
Yes, they are printed in ink. They are going to read it, and when you reach out for a feature,
they would decline.
So he needs to pay close attention to some of these things. It's quite unfortunate what happened to the young boy. I feel sad for him. He should also take this as an opportunity to also expand, because a motivation, an artist is virtually thrives on motivation. You'll be motivated, say, actually, me too, I want to get there.
Yeah.
So say people will now want to put me in their music videos, would want to put me on stage. Because you already have an audio out. This is one way or the other some form of publicity for you.
Yeah.
Get that, convert that energy into numbers on your DSPs and start moving.
Yeah.
That should be his mindset now.
Yeah.
Say, me, I could build my body, nobody will feel ignore me. That should be his mindset now. But for Sark, I beg, take off the Daddy Lumba shirt we take give you, put it down, and start addressing some of these issues. I know he has serious points. Meaning inwardly, I know.
Maybe
say
he has
some of the
reasons.
things where people they allege say he do. If Sarkodie one day is to open up and tell the world, say, Charlie, you know why I decided not to mind this guy? Do you know we say if we go shock we? But why not being say and it's damaging, because if somebody where they man counsel or assassin where he's going to run with the narrative.
Yeah.
That Sarkodie is, arrogant, he's snobbish, he's that, he always want to tap into your talent and forget you. He's going to run with this. And you are a business. Sark, you are a business. Stay focused. Take off the Daddy Lumba shirt and put it down. That's all I have to say for now.
On the streets, on the streets, on the streets, on the streets. You need a beer, buy your